Hi, I'm Jen Kelly, founder and fractional chief marketing officer at New Initiatives Marketing.
Hi, and I'm Nicole Crozier, and I'm a fractional CMO at New Initiatives Marketing. And today we're answering another Ask a Fractional CMO newsletter question. And today's question is, why do we need to set up all this marketing stuff anyways? Can't we just get going? And so this is a great question. And Jen, this really for me comes down to that concept we talk about a lot called foundation or fail. And so a lot of clients come to us and they're really wanting to get going on their lead generation and getting those sales in. And then we take a little bit of a step back and want to look at their foundation. Is it set up properly yet? And the reason we like to do that is because we know from our experience that if you don't have that foundation set up yet in the proper way, then you can start to spend a lot of time and money on lead generation that just does not get you the results that you're really looking for. And then you're wasting time and money.
Yeah, it's very true. It's the kind of thing that you're going to do it now or later. So why don't we help you set up for success now and do it the right way, and it'll help you get going faster and better. And you're going to avoid feeling that feeling of maybe marketing doesn't work for us. Maybe this isn't worth doing. So come with us. We'll explain. There is a method to the whole madness, and let's get it done right. Some real success in a real efficient manner.
Yeah. Yeah. So what we wanted to do on the recording today is talk about the 4 pillars of foundation when it comes to marketing. Because what we find is the main area of resistance for a lot of our clients is not that they don't want to set up this foundation, it's that they don't really understand what it is in the first place. And so they don't know why it's important. So let's talk through what these 4 pillars are. So the first pillar is positioning. The second pillar is your customer journey. The third pillar is sales enablement. And the fourth pillar is what we call thought leadership, which is really your content marketing foundation. So let's go through each of these pillars in a little bit more detail. And let's start with positioning. And when it comes to positioning, what we talk about a lot is that you need to stand out from your competition, or you're going to end up competing on price, and it's going to be a real struggle.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, positioning, just think about it. Is it easy for your clients or your customers to say, your company does this really well, whereas another company does that really well? So is it very clear to your market what you do well, when they would choose you, when they would not choose you, because there'll be that as well, right? There's some customers out there that aren't the right fit for you. So that clarity is what we refer to when we talk about positioning.
Exactly. And so if you imagine your customers or your prospects, when they're going through their decision-making process, they're going to be evaluating several products in that area. And so they need to know why your product is different and why they should choose you over the other ones. But what often happens is all the competitors are saying pretty much the same thing, which makes it really, really difficult for the prospect to choose. And what a lot of businesses don't realize is that one of the choices that prospects can make is to not make a choice at all. And sometimes that's exactly what happens. And so we recommend coming up with really strong positioning that sets you apart, which sounds really simple to say, but how do you do that? It's easier than you think. It's when you start with talking to your customers first. It's getting down to those customer interviews. And that's what we always do when we start with a new client. We interview the customers and we ask them the questions. What do you think sets the business apart? Why did you choose this product over another one? And why do you stay with the product or company and continue to choose it over all of the competitors? So that's where you get this amazing information that can really help you differentiate your business and create positioning that sets you apart.
Yeah, and the positioning that sets you apart, your clients and customers are going to say things about you, the way that you do business with them, that is unique to what you guys do, and nobody else can copy that. And that is what leads to this positioning. So this messaging of how you deliver, how you source, how you do what you do that is different from everyone else. And then, I mean, the big joke in B2B marketing sometimes, unfortunately, is you could swap logos with any other company because they all
Yes.
sound the same. This process is going to avoid that. And the neat thing about it as well, for all the non-marketing people in your company, they're going to be able to get behind this messaging as well, because it'll be, well, that's how we do business. That's how we deliver our product.
Exactly.
That's how we deliver our service. That's how we do our research. That
Mhm.
is how we do what we do.
Mhm.
And so the messaging becomes very real and very descriptive of what is your difference.
Mhm. And it's so interesting because 9 times out of 10, after we do the customer interviews and share the results, it's often a surprise what the customers are saying and how different that is from what the current positioning the company is putting out there is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And here's the thing too, it's also different from what the actual client thinks. So many
Mhm.
times we've been in the conversation with our clients and they say, well, we already know why our clients like us. We already know what we're good at. Um, uh, we would suggest that even if you already know this, let us do the customer insights
Mhm.
interviews for you, because you're going to find out there's more things that they like about you than you realize. And we do also go on the negative. We really do.
Mhm.
Like, what could they do better? What should they stop doing? And the neat thing is, of all the customer interviews we've ever done, when it comes to the negative or what you can improve on, it's very constructive criticism. It's, with the best of intention. And it really has been helpful for the companies to hear this.
Mhm. Love it. And so once you do come up with that positioning that really does set your business apart or your product apart, why is that so important? Well, this positioning is what you will then use everywhere else in your marketing, from your messaging, the copy on your website, all of your sales enablement materials, and all of your lead generation marketing. And so that's why positioning really is that first foundational step, because that's what you need before you can create any of your content or messaging. All right. So pillar number 2, which is your customer journey. And so why is your customer journey so important? And what is a customer journey in the first place? So at a simple level, what your customer journey is simply the way that your customers choose to buy your product or service. It's all the steps that they go through in order to buy. And when you think about your customer journey map, what you really want to do is map out how your customers prefer to buy versus how you would like them to buy, because those might be two different things. And again, you can get this information from your client interviews. So in the client interviews, you can ask them their preferred methods of buying and going through each of the steps. And you can also get this information by doing some market research on your website, and things like that. Jen, what else do you have to say about the customer journey?
Well, just going back to your customer insights interviews, I mean, we have a series of, I believe it's 10 questions that have been well vetted through thousands of these interviews. So how would you prefer to buy, but also to how did you find us in the first
Mhm.
place? And listening to some of these stories about either it was a referral, or I did this on the website, or I thought that, or, I got into this conversation. It's very interesting to see how people came to become a customer.
Mhm.
Um, but if you're wondering if you have your customer journey nailed down right now, I would ask you if you think or you wish that when someone comes to your website for the very first time that they automatically book a demo. I would suggest that you have some work to do on your customer journey.
Mhm.
Quite seriously, although 2% of people that discover you are ready to buy,
Mhm.
the other 98% need a little more time to think or a little more time to research and check you out before they're ready to approach anything such as a demo.
Absolutely. Yes. The thing about a lot of buyers today is that they prefer to do their own customer journey online. So they want to take themselves through all of the steps and processes that they need to go through in order to gather all the information that they need to make an informed decision. And they want to do it on their own. They often don't want to talk to a sales rep until quite a bit later on in the process. And so if your first step that you think is the right step on the customer journey is to book a personalized demo with a sales rep, it may be a good idea to rethink that. What other information may people need to know before they're ready to book that demo with a sales rep? And could that even be having a demo that they could go through on their own first? So there's a lot of little nuances to the customer journey. And once you understand what those are and you map them out, what that becomes is your customer journey in real life or your marketing system. And so when we talk to clients about building a marketing system, that's really what we're talking about. We're talking about building all those steps for the customer journey in real life, usually online on your website.
And just to give a little bit of help here, so if someone's watching this and they think, well, yes, won't people come to my website and then go and do the demo right away? So if you have that kind of customer journey set up, a couple of things that you can do to help things along would be, and this is your suggestion, Nicole. I think it's wonderful. That pre-demo, really, and
Yes.
what that actually means. I mean, and jump in here if I don't have the whole thing, mapped out. But the pre-demo would be, say, a 2-minute video that can be self-serve, so it can run on its own by the demo page that gives the prospect, gives the user an idea of what the last, who's going to take you through, what kind of questions are going to be asked, what you should prepare for the demo. Sometimes it's nothing, you just show up. Other times you'll want to prepare, say, certain measurements or certain number of sites you need some help with, whatever it is that is being demoed. And so this gives the person that might, log on and request a demo a little bit more information about what to expect and a little bit more time getting to trust who's going to be on the demo, what can I expect?
Right.
And probably the number one hesitation for jumping into a demo is the prospect probably thinks it's going to be a heavy duty sales pitch, and that keeps them away. Did I miss anything about the pre-demo?
No, those were excellent points about the pre-demo. It is a big risk for people to sign up for a sales demo, as Jen said. They're going to be trapped on the call with you. They don't know what to expect. And it's an investment of their time. And a lot of people are very nice people and don't like to say no and are very, resistant to sales type conversations. So if you can give them a way ahead of time to understand what the demo is going to be all about, give them a little bit of a pre-demo, they can know what to expect, what's going to happen. It gives them a little bit of a sense of relief, removes that risk, and will help to really increase your conversions to that live demo.
Well said.
All right. So now that we've got your positioning in place and your customer journey mapped out and installed in a nice process on your website, then the next step is sales enablement. So that's the third pillar.
This is one way I think we're a little bit different from some of the other marketing companies out there. Is sales and marketing oftentimes has a relationship like this. But we're a little bit different here. We like the sales teams. We want to really support them. And that's what the whole phrase sales enablement really means. So we're really looking to what can we do from a marketing point of view to support the sales team so they're out there either prospecting or on the sales demos or on the sales calls, not fixing their collateral, not trying to make the PowerPoint, appropriate to this customer or that customer. Let us do that for you. And that's the way that we can really make sure that, your salespeople stay in their zone of genius, if they will, and that marketing is really supporting them with everything that they need in the way of messaging and collateral.
Absolutely. And in that previous pillar, the customer journey phase, that's where we really start to involve sales in the whole process, because the customer journey doesn't end when a demo happens. It continues on with the sales process through to purchase, and then further on to customer relations and customer success and referrals. And so we like to bring on all the teams early on. And it's that customer journey process that also maps out the types of sales enablement materials that you might need. And so what we would do at that stage is really make sure that the sales teams have everything they need to move their customers, their prospects through the journey, and that it really matches what we're doing in marketing. It matches the positioning, it matches everything else that they've seen on the customer journey, and it just gives sales that boost so that they can, it makes their job easier, and it makes it easier for them to convert those sales. And it's a real foundational item that is important to have in place. What we see happening in a lot of companies is the sales and marketing departments are quite siloed. They don't talk to each other. And so often what's really said in the materials or what's put out there by marketing is not the same thing that is said by sales in their conversations or their PowerPoint decks. And so it's really a good idea to marry those two together and make sure everything's seamless and consistent. And I guess that brings us to pillar number 4, which is thought leadership. So we have what we call a signature thought leadership program. And what that really is an amazing content foundation. And the reason we call it thought leadership instead of content marketing or content management is because we think it's important for B2B companies in particular to position themselves as thought leaders, to really let the prospects and customers know that you're a trusted expert in your industry, and what you're sharing is really, really helpful to the customers' businesses.
I would say what is really, really helpful to the customer businesses and what we mean is within your business, you have, so let's take an example here. So you've got the CEO, you may have the head of sales, you may have the head of engineering, you may have some of the technical team there that is inventing or working on your product or your service. All of those people are experts in certain areas of the business, and they have a certain angle, point of view, story about, vision for that company and for how they solve problems for their customers. Getting that kind of information out there with the name and the position behind it is the way that you build more trust with your potential clients. So imagine if your head of sales or your regional salesperson had a series of 10 blogs going out there that certainly explain in depth certain products or services that you sell, point of view, how it helps, what to look out for, how to evaluate. That just really, really helps when it's time for that demo or when it's time for that sales presentation, that they are seeing that salesperson who they have seen out, say online, on LinkedIn, actually talking about the exact same thing. So it really builds trust that way. As well, we work with a lot of engineering and technical teams, and those folks have beautiful ways of explaining how they came up with the inventions and why it's different from what's out there in the marketplace. And we're able to efficiently through our process get that great information out, and then be able to start to rise key people on your team to thought leadership status. What can be also so important about that is those people raising their own profile within their own networks, within their own area of the industry. And think about it also too from a recruiting point of view. All of a sudden you start to have a lot of these thought leaders, a lot of the great content going out. And so many people at your company are looking like and showcasing all the great things that they are doing and inventing and working on and solving problems at your company. It makes it feel like a really dynamic place to be, and can be very attractive to attract more people to come work for you.
100%, 100%. And so what's interesting is that we're including this thought leadership content as part of the 4 pillars of foundation, even though it is an ongoing marketing activity. But we feel like this is an activity that creates a foundation for your business over time. And so what's amazing is, you don't just have the marketing team that's creating and putting content out there. Like Jen said, you're enabling the thought leaders within your organization to put content out there on their own. So they become thought leaders in their own right. And wherever your customers or prospects go now to get information, they're seeing this content come up. They're already thinking that the salesperson they're going to talk to knows their stuff. They're a thought leader. Oh my gosh, like product and engineering, they know what they're doing. Look at these innovative things that they're putting together. And so you get a leg up. And so you can set up this thought leadership content foundation and then keep building it over time. Your foundation just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And
That's so
so,
true.
oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say that's so true, but also too for that expert or for the
Mhm.
person that isn't used to, because when we go into these companies, most of the people most of the time are not used to promoting themselves or talking a lot
True.
about their
Mhm.
contribution to it or their point of view on this product or service. Through the process that we use, we make it very, very easy and comfortable for folks to do that aren't used to, tooting their own horn. And what we find within a couple of these episodes or a couple of the interviews
Mhm.
is the folks in the company are getting more and more comfortable with this and coming up with their own ideas or their own points of view of how,
Yes.
oh, maybe we could talk about this part of the product or that part, or this happened in the news. So let's go with this angle. And it starts to become very, very collaborative. So it can
Mhm.
be a great ice-breaking opportunity to get more of the expertise being shared within your company. It's been a really neat
Absolutely.
process. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And so those are the four pillars of marketing foundation that we think every company should put in place. And the reasons are so that then, you can get out into the world and start doing more of that lead generation that you're really itching to do. And you know that you're not wasting your time and your money. You know that you've got the right positioning in whatever lead generation you're putting out there. You know it's coming back to a really solid marketing system and foundation that's built on a customer journey that matches how your real customers like to do business with you. And then you know that you've got a leg up and it's going to make the job easier for sales because you've got all that thought leadership content out there. When someone comes and talks to you, they already have kind of bought in to that you're an expert in the field, and it just makes that sale easier.